and then you feel like you are busy when you're busy being unproductive. Hi and welcome to Busting with Annie. My name is Annie and today we're going to be talking about time management, especially when you do too many things. Before I go on, if you haven't subscribed already, please click the red subscribe button below and like this video. So I'm going to be sharing with you some ways I manage to stay organized, manage my time, and keep everything under control, because I think I've mentioned before that I do quite a number of things. Day job, then we have side hustles. So it's a number of things, and yeah, I still manage to handle them pretty well. In my previous video, I talked about how I balance everything together. Well, this is quite different because this is specifically time management. My first tip is to always have to-do lists. So with my to-do list, I am able to see the tasks, I'm able to prioritize, I'm also able to collect like terms together, things I can do together and would not seem like I'm multitasking. So you can choose to go the digital way or the manual way. For digital ways, you can use platforms like Trello to set up your tasks, assign time to them, or you can even designate to people if you have like a team that you work with. So I think that's very, very effective when you're looking to manage your time and organize your schedule. But if you choose to go the manual route, you can always write it in a book. For example, for my own personal activities that don't relate to work, I write them in a book. I must have shown you this book in a past video. So at the beginning of the week, I write down my schedule for the whole week, especially those tasks that are recurring and maybe those things I already know I'm going to be doing during the week. So it's always a good idea to write it so you have a clear vision of what you're doing, and then you're just not doing things randomly and scrambling around to remember what you're supposed to do, and then you end up not doing what you're supposed to do. And then when you have that to-do list, you can always prioritize the tasks according to how important they are. Many people will advise that you go for the harder tasks first. But me, I'll advise that when you start your day early enough, you're able to start accomplishing everything that you need to finish on time, and you're not rushing at the end of the day to finish up some work. Although sometimes I still struggle in the night to finish the work, so it's not like I always finish my work on time and all of that. No, but it just helps you when you prioritize what tasks you want to do first. So if you're not able to do the less important ones, maybe you can carry it over to the next day, possibly. So yeah, I'm also in support of you doing the harder ones. It's harder for you to decide that you want to start doing the harder things in the evening. Honestly, it's not very advisable, because you know that you'll be so tired and you really want to start doing the hard things in the evenings, especially after work when you're so exhausted. It's better for you to start off with the ones that consume more time. So in order to create a relevant to-do list, instead of just doing so many things and you're just spending your time doing things that are not necessary, I always advise that you set goals, and then you ask yourself questions on how you plan to achieve those goals. Then from those plans to achieve the goals, you can then write a to-do list. For example, maybe you have a business on the side and your goal is to make a particular amount of sales by the end of the month. So what exactly are you going to do in order to achieve that? You now break those into smaller tasks. For example, following up with clients, sending emails, all of that. When you know what you're supposed to do to achieve those goals, you then include them in your to-do list. So you're not just including random stuff that don't even move the needle or add value to anything or anyone. So it's just always advisable for you to set goals first before you start creating long list of irrelevant activities, and then you feel like you are busy when you're busy being unproductive. My second tip would be you should use scheduling and calendar tools. So there are many tools out there that will help you set specific times for all your tasks. You can also set reminders, and then whenever it's due or whenever it's past when you're supposed to do them, it reminds you and all of that. So this just keeps you in check. If you don't really like to write your to-do list yourself, you can always use calendar tools. Using automated tools like that makes life easier and more seamless. You are less likely to forget what you do, and you are more likely to spend time on what you're supposed to spend time doing. My third tip would be to delegate. So you might think it's unnecessary sometimes, especially when you're a one-man team and all of that. You don't see the need to bring people on board to help you do this. The truth is, you will not be able to do everything by yourself, and even if you're doing everything by yourself, or you would not be effective in any of them. So you're just here and there and there. You're not focusing on a specific thing. So that's more likely to make you waste more time on things that you're not even supposed to spend time on, things that you could have just delegated or given to another person to handle for you. You're handling it all by yourself. I'm in this category of people, but yeah, with time I'm looking to hire. So most people go the route of hiring virtual assistants and all of that to keep them in check, to remind them about every activity that they need to carry out. But most people just do it by themselves. So it's a good idea. So yeah, that's why in companies you have bosses, you have people that are working under you. That's why that structure is there, so that you're able to focus on the more important things and not give time to things that other people can actually do in your stead. My next tip will be to apportion durations for each of the tasks. This is a way to challenge yourself to be more efficient with your time. If you have a to-do list or a calendar or wherever it is, and you set a duration, maybe the first task you have, you don't want to stay more than 2 hours on it because you have other things to do. Then the next one you have 30 minutes to do it. This actually helps you challenge yourself to manage your time more. If you just have a list of things to do, I tell you, you might be working till 12 a.m. in the morning or even more. So when you have a particular duration set on how long you intend to spend on a particular task, you find that you're not even spending so much time on things that you shouldn't be spending so much time on. So sometimes when you're working, you notice that your mind just wanders away, or you just switch and start playing game, or you start chatting, or all of that. So when you have a particular duration set, that challenge is there. And with regards that, it's always very advisable for you to finish a task before you jump into another one. So when you're jumping from task to task to task, that's when you don't have a particular duration set. Because if you have a duration set, you know that, okay, your mind is focused on this particular one, you're not moving to another thing until you finish it. When you're jumping from task to task, you just, at the end of the day, you won't be able to accomplish much, because that time you're using to switch, your brain too is switching, so the transition is not so smooth, and then you're trying to do too many things at once. Multitasking does not work. Those companies that write multitasking in their job description or requirements, I don't know why they do that. That's very ineffective, that's inefficient. Complete a task before you move to another one. It keeps you less confused. So that's why I said is you need to set a particular duration. So if your duration is not up and you're moving to another one, you don't finish that one, my final tip would be to not indulge time wasters, be it people or be it activities. You have your work to finish, you want to keep to time, and then you are there playing game, you are chatting, or maybe you have a work colleague that is always coming to your table to chat, and then if you have a particular duration and a target to meet, you would not spend time doing all those things. So you need to give less time. If you really want to focus and you really want to manage your time and you want to be very productive, you need to give less time and less room. Stop indulging time wasters, okay? All those things that really don't yield anything, those things that don't add any value or help you complete your work on time, just give less room for them. So those are all the tips I have for you on time management. I'd like you to leave a comment if you learned something, and if you would like to see more like this, please let me know in the comments. If you also have different ideas on how you can manage time, or you have a question, please feel free to ask me in the comment section. I'll be glad to answer. So I'd like to have you as a part of my community for girl bosses. And we're trying to get this channel to 500 subscribers and this video to 100 likes. So please click the red subscribe button below again. Turn on all notifications so you'll be notified whenever I make a new post. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up. On this channel, I share business, career, personal development, education, and personal finance content, which are aimed at the boss girl that you are. Please share with somebody that would find it helpful. If you know that somebody that is always very inefficient with their time and never gets their tasks done, and they're always wondering what happened somewhere. Some things I shared might just be something they're doing wrong. So please do share with them. You can check the pinned comments and the description box below for more important information, including how to book a one-on-one with me for anything related to the content I share. So yeah, the link is in the description below. Check it out. Until my next video, please do have a good time and keep bossing. See you and bye.